covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
More accolades for Chico State for its student success rate. We'll tell you which prestigious institution is singing its praises. Fire investigators now say a building fire in Willows this week is definitely suspicious. And we have the latest on yet another slide closure on a Northern California highway. You're watching Action News Now at noon. New at noon, Caltrans crews are working to reopen a highway blocked by a landslide in Humboldt County. Take a look. This is the work that's being done. This is just east of a popular campground called Swimmer's Delight on Highway 36, I believe that is. Now, the road was fully closed by the rocks and debris, and right now there's no estimate for when that work will be done. Landslides in that area have been an ongoing issue. Willows fire investigators now say the fire that destroyed a vacant apartment building this week is suspicious and was human-caused. We reported Tuesday it started around 5 a.m. that day on North Yolo Street. Fire investigators say the building had been condemned. It was originally a hospital in the early 1900s. If you have any information about the fire, you're asked to call the Glenn County Sheriff's Office. Police have arrested a man in connection with the 15,000-acre wildfire burning in New Jersey right now. Officials say 19-year-old Joseph Kling of Ocean Township is charged with aggravated arson for allegedly sparking the blaze with a bonfire on Tuesday. Police say that Kling left before ensuring that bonfire was properly extinguished. Firefighters were able to stop any structures from burning, but that fire is now 50% contained. We're taking a live look outside from our Platte Mountain Alert California camera, where you can see mostly blue skies outside today. For the very latest on conditions, we check in with meteorologist Katie Frazier in for court today.
Well, good afternoon to you, Linda, and happy Thursday, folks. Yeah, it definitely depends on where you're living. We do have some clouds across our region, but, we're looking at a good afternoon today. Things are going to start to change as we head into the weekend. We're looking at a couple mountain showers also possible today with, as I mentioned, just a ton of rain on the way to Northern California. Fortunately, we're going to be drier and warmer as we head into the next week. So if you're not a fan of the rain, don't worry, it won't last too long. Satellite and radar shows we're still watching those clouds stream on in across Northern California, but overall, not tracking anything rain-wise as of this hour. Temperatures have started to warm up, getting closer to our forecast highs for today. We're sitting in the mid-60s for most of the valley zones, even Mount Shasta at 64. We'll continue to have these warm temperatures for today. They won't last much longer. We'll let you know how cool it'll get coming up.
All right, thank you, Katie. New at noon, new bragging rights for Chico State. The Carnegie Foundation has designated it an opportunity college and university in recognition of it being a model for fostering student success. The designation is part of a newly developed student access and earnings classification published this month by the Carnegie Foundation and the American Council on Education. About 92% of Chico State alumni are employed within 2 years of graduation, 90% still employed after 6 years. As far as best value, the school ranked 93rd among public universities in PayScale's 2024 College Return on Investment report, placing it among the top 10% in the nation. A mental health diversion has been requested for the Oroville man accused of assaulting a woman and her dog with a machete. The request came during yesterday's preliminary hearing for Charles Hypes. A hearing whether to grant the petition is set for May 28th. The preliminary hearing was continued in case the petition is denied. Hypes was arrested after officers were called out to the Highway 70 bridge April 3rd, where they found the victim and her dog suffering machete injuries. Police say Hypes and the victim knew each other. Thousands of people marched through the former Auschwitz Nazi German death camp in Poland today in an annual ceremony where organizers said They would be joined by 80 Holocaust survivors to mark the 80th anniversary of the camp's liberation. The March of the Living follows a 1.8-mile route to the crematoria of Auschwitz-Birkenau as participants pay tribute to the millions of Jews who died and called for an end to anti-Semitism and intolerance. The participants, many draped in Israeli flags, passed through the notorious gate to the entrance of the camp. Between 1941 and 1945, Nazi Germany and its collaborators systematically killed 6 million Jews across German-occupied Europe, along with gypsies, sexual minorities, disabled people, and others singled out by Nazi genocidal ideology. President Trump hinted that he may be open to lowering the 145% tariff on China and says he's confident he can get a good trade deal. But as Natalie Brand reports, Beijing is denying that active negotiations are taking place.
Do you think he'll listen to you?
President Trump is meeting with Norway's Prime Minister this afternoon as the White House tries to make as many trade deals as it can in the coming weeks.
We'll be talking about trade and other things, and I think we're going to come to a conclusion very quickly.
The administration says it's spoken to 90 countries so far, but there are mixed messages over the status of talks with China.
Well, they had a meeting this morning, so I can't tell you. It doesn't matter who they is. We may reveal it later, but they had meetings this morning, and we've been meeting with China.
China's Ministry of Commerce said any claims about the progress of China-U.S. trade negotiations are groundless as trying to catch the wind and have no factual basis. CBS News has confirmed the CEOs of Walmart and Target privately warned President Trump that his tariff policy could disrupt supply chains and potentially result in empty shelves in coming weeks.
The ripple effects are already starting to show. Prices are going up, markets are reacting, international partners are pulling back.
Arizona's Attorney General and 11 other states have filed a new lawsuit alleging the president exceeded his authority in imposing the tariffs. The White House has defended its policy, arguing the U.S. trade deficit is a national emergency. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The state's lawsuit claims only Congress has the power to levy tariffs. Trump invoked a 1970s-era law called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to justify them. Happening today, the U.S. Forest Service is continuing a prescribed burn in the Shasta Trinity National Forest near McLeod. Crews will burn about 100 acres, 8 miles east of McLeod, about a quarter of a mile north of Highway 89. Smoke will be visible from McLeod and the highway, as well as other surrounding communities. Also today, the prescribed burn in the Plumas National Forest near Magalia will continue. Yesterday, crews treated 31 acres of piles and burned through the day along the north side of the Skyway between Hupkoodlink Road and Casiera Drive. Crews will return today, burning an additional 34 acres in that same area. So once again, you can expect to see smoke. A DJ for Chico State's student-run radio KCSC is planning a 24-hour live radio shift to raise money for Enloe Health. He joins us next. And later we'll tell you why the Los Angeles Zoo is preparing to say goodbye to two of its longtime pachyderms.